My husband gave me the biggest ultimatum, open marriage or divorce, and I agreed to it, but his plan backfired after I started dating a bunch of other men. My husband Leo, 34M, and I, 30F, had been together for 7 years and married for 4 of them. We don't have any kids right now and we don't intend to have any. 2 years ago Leo asked me for an open marriage. I was devastated at the time and I couldn't understand why he didn't just want me. I couldn't even comprehend the idea of sharing him either. He gave me the same song and dance a lot of men give their spouses. He swore up and down that he loved me. He said how I just wasn't fulfilling his needs, how he needed more than what I could give, how it was just to spice up our life, and that it was just sex. I did ask him if there was someone else, but he said no. To this day I'm still not sure if I believed him, but at the time I was angry and hurt and said no. He pestered me to change my mind for a week before giving me an ultimatum of either having an open marriage or getting a divorce. I chose an open marriage. I just couldn't bear the thought of him leaving me at the time. Along with open marriage came a set of rules. We can't bring any partners home. We have to get tested every 3 months. 1 weekend out of the month must be left free for time together. Any money we spend on or with our partners must come from our personal accounts. I didn't partake in the open marriage myself for the first 3 months. Leo obviously did right away. He seemed to be gone or out late almost all the time, but he'd always acted so happy and loving towards me while I felt like I was dying inside. It killed me to think he was sleeping with other women, and I felt so lonely and unattractive and not good enough. I told my sister Katie and a few close friends everything. Katie told me to just play his game and be part of the open marriage too. If he can sleep around then so could I. I honestly didn't have much confidence in myself at the time. I'm a bit overweight and I've never considered myself conventionally pretty, so I was afraid this would just humiliate me further. Katie and my best friend Jessie set up my online dating profiles for me. I got so many matches that it was overwhelming. When I told Leo he seemed very surprised but told me to do whatever I thought was best. Jessie helped me choose my first date and I actually had a great time. He didn't pressure me to do anything and took me out to drinks and dinner. We did have intimacy eventually, but it was all just casual, and we didn't see each other after a couple months of casual dating. That first guy really made me feel more confident in myself. So I kept going on dates with men. A lot of them wanted to treat me so I didn't have to spend much of my own money. Not only that, but some of the men have given me the best moments of intimacy I've ever had in my life. Almost like the kind of stuff you read in romance novels. I am currently seeing 2 different men alongside my husband Leo. One of the guys is Mark, 38M, and he's more of a steady boyfriend I've been with for about 6 months, and the other guy is Steven, 25M, and he's very casual, mostly just hanging out on late nights at his place. They both know about my open marriage and other relationships and are fine with it. My husband has not been so lucky. In the beginning he definitely was. He was always out and about and didn't seem to care even when I started dating too, but now he just complains a lot and hasn't been going out much. He whines about how he's usually the one spending money. A lot of the women he tries to be with want an emotional connection before intimacy. He often wants to be with younger women but they want younger men. He's also been upset that I go out with random guys so often while he's at home alone, all the time. He hasn't asked to close the marriage yet, but I feel like he will soon. He keeps saying he misses us and wants to spend more time together. He tried to initiate intimacy a lot more too. He wants to go on dates and go on vacations and all that stuff more and more, and he gets upset when I tell him I can't because I've already scheduled to do stuff with my partners. Honestly, I don't think I love Leo anymore. I care about him but I just don't love him. I'm not saying I love Mark or Steven, but I honestly feel closer to Mark nowadays than I do Leo. Mark makes me feel comfortable and safe, and I love spending time with him more than my own husband. Steven is funny and sweet and really good at intimacy. Katie and Jessie have been wanting me to divorce for a year now, but I was afraid of hurting him and thought I still loved him. But I think my love for him died when he asked for this open marriage in the first place. Seeing him get all moody about it now just because he's not benefiting from it is also a turn-off for me too. But I don't know if divorce is the best option. I still care about him and I still don't want to hurt him. Maybe if he finally asks to close the marriage we can talk about it then. Update. This past Saturday Leo and I had a big talk. I initiated it but he didn't seem too surprised. I just told him that I noticed he didn't seem to like me going out with Mark or Steven and asked if there was a problem. He said there was, but he didn't ask me to close the marriage. He just asked me if I still loved him. I said something like, not like I used to. He broke down crying, which made me cry. I guess he had known for a while that I wasn't in love anymore, but he had hoped he could win me back if he funneled all of his energy into me. I was honest and told him that during those first 3 months of our open marriage, I think my love for him died and I just couldn't get it back. I did tell him that I still cared about him and that I did love him, but it's not the same as it was. He asked if I loved Mark or Steven and I said no. I like being with them and I care about them a lot, but I can't say I'm in love with either of them. I also finally asked him why he wanted an open marriage in the first place. A lot of you in the comments said he already had someone lined up, and you were right. He had someone at work he was interested in and she wanted him too. The open marriage was just to get permission. He honestly never expected me to also get my own partners because of how unconfident I was, but he didn't want to stop me either because he thought nothing would come of it. He didn't really like me seeing other men, but he knew it wouldn't have been fair to tell me no when I gave him permission first. I guess Mark and Steven made him insecure because I was spending so much time with them on a regular basis. The open marriage was just intimacy on the side for him. He only did hookups and they never lasted long. He genuinely always just loved me only. But he thought I was falling in love with my partners and he was losing me and wanted to win me back. We cried a lot and talked a lot. We've decided to get a divorce. Since the house is in his name, I'm going to move out and live with my sister Katie for a while. He told me I didn't have to and I could stay until the divorce was finalized, but I just can't. It's too hard to even look at him sometimes. I don't know how I feel, to be honest. I thought I would be relieved or sad, but I'm just tired. I wish I could have been like you all wanted me to be, clapping back or being sarcastic and snarky or rubbing it in his face, but I don't feel like I've won anything. Instead, I just feel lost.